Hello viewers, this is my London Ice video. As you'll be aware, last week I went to stay in London from Monday to Friday and attended ICE at the Excel and iGB, which is the affiliate conference which takes place downstairs at the Excel. Nice little message on the outside from the smoking area at the back. This is the east entrance, and couldn't get a better message than that, because you drink beer, plant trees, both noble ambitions, eh? But yeah, it was very, very busy in terms of head numbers, and I've got to congratulate Clarion, who run and organise these events, because they did it really well. They always do, but obviously in more difficult circumstances this year. It was well organised and I enjoyed it, and it was on for 3 days, from the 12th to the 14th of April. And yes, that was a view from the smoking area at the back, or the outside balcony, and on the east side. So, what was absent this year? Basically, the big slots developers that have a large land-based presence were missing. Also, Playtech and Microgaming. So, of your major developers, you only have one with a large bit of floor area, because normally they compete for the biggest stands, you know, the massive ones, and normally Novomatic and people like that, or Playtech, are in the middle. And it's so this year Pragmatic Play had the biggest stand by a long way for the slots developers at ICE, and the weather was rather warm. It was warm and muggy on the Monday when I got there, and it's quite sunny and warm the rest of the week. Of course, when I set out, it wasn't that warm from where I set out from, so I had a jacket on, which I've got to keep my mobile phone and wallet in. I didn't take the cargo trousers with me. I can put all my stuff in the pockets, so I had to have this jacket on. I was getting a bit bloody hot. But anyway, this year it was very different. I almost felt like a stranger, because there were very few people that I knew, unlike all the other years have been. It was packed with smaller outfits, mainly to do with like payment systems and these little stores, little businesses for Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, stuff like that. And as I said, the big developers weren't there. The ones that put the bright lights in there and have they're a massive attraction in the ICE. So you didn't have Scientific Gaming WMS there, or Light and Wonder as they're now known, probably too embarrassed. They didn't book because they have massive stands, and obviously the logistics of getting them there, and of course they got to plan way in advance. With the COVID situation, they didn't come. So we didn't have Novomatic, we didn't have Microgame, we didn't have Playtech, didn't have IGT, Scientific Gaming WMS, Bally, we didn't have Amatic, they don't have a big stand, Aristocrat. So the floor area was a little lower than normal, but the attendees were well out. There's loads of people there, so it was quite nice. I enjoyed it. So obviously it is quite busy, because if you walked up and down the Excel, it's like half a mile long, isn't it? It's just massive. The guy I was with, he did like 11,000 steps in, what was it, 2.5 hours or something ridiculous. No wonder I was knackered when I got back. So let's show you some more images. That's the main entrance, the west side of Excel, and that's where people also go out for a smoke. And that's where you sign in with your badge and everything. And you can't see it, but just to the right of that, this over there, there's a little waterway, and there's a big sort of yacht permanently moored in it. Normally Microgaming sponsor it, but they were notable by their absence. So yeah, that's the site, and to the left you can see that covered walkway, which is about 400 yards long, which joins up with the Customs House Docklands Light Railway stop or station. So you're undercover from the moment you leave you get off the DLR right into the centre virtually, which is good. Now this picture, I doubt if any of you recognise this, because I just noticed there's a video camera in the middle of the ceiling. Look, that white thing. Well, basically, I got a badge for the Sigma meeting, which was like free drinks and a burger in the downstairs of the Grosvenor Casino, in the downstairs of the Hippodrome Casino. It's a downstairs room they booked Sigma. I don't normally go to Sigma, but I got a pass. So I went in there, had a couple of bottles of beer and one of these. But well, I didn't have the burger. But in the end, we decided we didn't know anybody, and we couldn't hear anybody talk. You know, it was just ridiculous, and it's steaming hot down there. So we said, right, let's go up to the top of the Hippodrome where you got an open. There's got an open area at the top of the Hippodrome Casino where you can actually smoke while you gamble. It's like outside, but on a balcony with like stalls. So the tables are under stalls, outside stalls. But not to gamble, but just to sit there and have a beer and a chat because you couldn't hear anything. So we followed the signs, and what had happened, unbeknownst to us, is they blocked some of the walkways off in the Grosvenor. In the Hippodrome due to staff shortage, I don't know, whatever reason. So we followed the signs out from the downstairs building of the Hippodrome, which is actually not the main entrance on Leicester Square, but it's actually around the corner. You go down some steps to get into. It's the side door. So it's a bit I wasn't familiar with. So we three of us, we go upstairs, follow the signs, think, where the hell are we going? That's an access area. So we walk through this door. We're in the theatre, the auditorium, in the Hippodrome. As you can see, it's just dimly lit, all sort of very sort of Phantom of the Opera, oldie worldy look. So I sat down after climbing all these stairs, sat down in there, had a look around. Shouldn't have been in there. I was surprised no one saw us on the camera and said, "What are you doing in here?" Because it was actually, as you can see, it was all closed off. So I didn't know that existed, let alone having ever been in there. So that was a bit of a mistake. But we found our way up eventually after about going up and down 5 flights of stairs. Wrong. So, and then of course in the evenings after you finish work, you tend to meet up and go to an Indian or Chinese or whatever to have a meal. So I went to a nice Chinese in, was it Lisle Street, Lisle in Soho, and thought I'd try something new because I was with 2 blokes that I know. So we had that was egg fried rice, that was chicken fried duck or something. I don't know what that was. I had that was mine. I had I think that's a squid. So there's all stuff in there I've never eaten before. I've had calamari like fried, but I've never had like squid like that before. It was really nice actually. Nice meal. And that beer, Sing Tower, I've never had that before, but it's really gassy. It's like fine bubbles and it really has a nice taste to it. So it's a really nice meal actually. I can't remember the name of the place, but you go in there. As you can see, he's got chopsticks. And there's me with a fork, because I haven't got a clue how to use chopsticks. I feel really embarrassed asking for a fork in an authentic Chinese restaurant. You can tell it's authentic because they don't offer any chow meins or anything like the stuff you get from the takeaway. It's all sort of, you have to go in there, you sit down, there's one of those, not barcodes, them square things, what did you call them? The Q codes or whatever they are with the square patterns. There's one, I sort of, was the menu of a couple of minutes, and we had this woman who was sort of acting like she resented the customers, like bang stuff on the table. There is a place renowned for that, a Chinese restaurant, where they treat you really rudely. It's an in thing, it's almost a cliche, but this wasn't the place, but it's almost like it, until we paid up and give her a tip after. But basically, she points this thing on the wall. Oh, I see, you've got to scan that with your phone. You scan it with your phone, it comes up with the URL to their menu, and it's bloody massive. It took us about 15 minutes to go through the menu before we could order all this. But yeah, that was a nice night. I want to show you something I did see in the... there really isn't a lot to report on, like a normal year, slots-wise. Obviously, I found out while I was there that IGT had taken over iSoftBet, which I didn't know. No, IGT have failed spectacularly on their online output. iSoftBet have done all right, so I suppose it's a marriage of hearts, isn't it? It's like marriage of convenience, but yeah, that's one thing I found out when I was there. And last thing, there's this company called HYPERVSN. I don't know where they're from, but I think they must be British because all the girls, all the blokes on their stand were English. So, but basically what HYPERVSN do, they make these really spectacular signs, and judging by the look of them, they must probably cost thousands or tens of thousands. And obviously they're not just for casinos, you can use them for any business. But let me tell you how they work. You basically got a black cabinet, and it's got either 1, 2, 4 or 6 like motor spindles in it, or fans as I call them, and those spindles have got like an 18-inch blade on them which has got microscopic LEDs. So by a combination of clever programming of these multicoloured LEDs on the spindles and controlling the fan speed, you can project 3D, what appear to be 3D images. Absolutely brilliant they were. I was transfixed by them. Really, really good technology. A company called HYPERVSN. So I'm going to show you the video of what I took. Now, bear in mind, in this video, I'm pointing out to you, you can't see them, but there's fans, there's motors behind the graphic or the hologram. However, you can in the video see them. You can see what the impression of black fan blades, but let me tell you now, before I put this bit of film on, you cannot see that with the naked eye. If you remember at school, you get the strobe effect. If you ever remember schoolboy physics, where you got the round bit of cardboard on a stick on a spindle, and you cut a little groove in the edge of this cardboard, a little slot, say half a centimetre wide on this cardboard, on the edge of this cardboard disc on a spindle. You spin it round really fast and look through the edge where this cutout was spinning round, and say you got someone to clap their hands behind this disc, and that their hands would appear to be moving in slow motion, called the strobe effect, isn't it? So I've got to warn you, because of the quality of cameras on mobile phones, they're not fast enough. They're not as fast as the human eye. So the human eye cannot see these black fan shapes in these images like you can in the video, because it's down to the camera and the speed it works. But it's worth having a look at. It doesn't really present it as well as it would if you saw it in real life, but they're absolutely good. So I'll leave you with that. It's quite fun to watch. Before I do, this is just a photo that's actually got 6 fans in it. You can't see it. Well, I'm putting the cursor now. Top, there's a pair there, and a pair down there. So this has 6 fans working together, or 6 motors working together with an armature of, with a spindle or an arm of LED lights to produce one image. And that turns round in 3D and goes transparent. That's just an example of what it looks like. But I'm going to show you a little video. So we'll just before I start this video, I'll just mention who I saw. Obviously, I saw the Casino Meister people. I saw Kim from Let's Give It a Spin, or Casino Grounds. I saw Kim, Tobias, and their little crew. And who else? I'll tell you what I did see. I didn't speak to them because I don't know them. Was the guy who's got a streaming channel, got like a shaved head and a big beard. I think he's English. Oh yeah, Hideous Slots. Because I walked past the badge place. There's this guy in this pink suit. So I sort of looked twice. Pink suit, you know, because everyone's in the uniform with skinny jeans and winkle pickers and a suit jacket normally. And I thought I recognise him. That's that Hideous Slots bloke. So I saw him. But anyway, before I start this video, as you can see there in this picture, you'll see what looks like fan blades there. You cannot see these with the naked eye. It's just, like I said, the camera speed, which detracts slightly from the experience. But these are spectacular signs. I'd love to have one of these if I was a business, but I'll play it for you so you can have a look. This is a 3D hologram created in a very, very clever way. If you look in the cabinet, you can actually see there's 6 fans in there. They've only got 2 blades, like a single strip across the axis. And they have LED lights on those blades, and the speed at which the blades spin and the sequence of which the multicoloured lights on the blades light up are tied in to produce the 3D hologram effect with literally a 2D setup, which is a fan with an LED blade. It's absolutely brilliant. It'd be the best sign you could ever buy. You put this outside your premises, and it's because it's so high definition, it's not faded by the sun or anything. But you can see the fans, you can actually see them turning there. It's pretty amazing. If I stand back a touch. There's a little one up here, look. I'm just going to go over to that one. If you look there, HYPERVSN. You've just got the one fan in there. And a very clever way it's programmed. The coloured lights, the sequence and the spin speed, reduce any image, it looks like a hologram. It's brilliant. This one apparently, this goldfish tank is a YouTube video. That's all created and being rendered by one fan, a single axis fan. Pretty good stuff. So this would be the future of advertising outside casinos and gambling premises. And here you have, if I just turn the camera around, you've got 3 fans there and they're rendering a slots simulation, 3-reel simulation. And finally, we have this one, which I believe is 2 fans. That's all done off 2 fans, I think, that one. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Pretty impressive stuff. So, if you're posh, you want to sign, looks like you want to go to these guys. Any image you want, they can project it in 3D via these fans. Whee. So there you go. It's a shame the camera didn't pick it up as well as your eyes would watching it naturally. Like I said, you can see it's unfortunately you need a very high quality, very fast camera to get the same effect as you do with your eyes. But yeah, I was really impressed by that. I sort of watched, I was there for about 20 minutes talking to them and just looking at these things. I thought they were amazing. So you can put a photo of yourself in or a video in and it'll render it in a hologram effect, moving hologram effect. That's HYPERVSN for you. That's probably the best thing I saw while I was there, to be honest, in the absence of all the main slot stands. So anyway, thank you for watching my little report from London, April 2022, and hopefully next year if it will revert to February and there'll be the full complement of exhibitors there. But it was packed. There was a record amount of attendees, like I said, but the feel was different because of the smaller things, smaller businesses that took the place of the big developers. But anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.